Today is November 30th, 2020. It is 5:30, and this is the Board of Adjustment, City of Paducah. In order to go ahead and get this meeting started, I'd like for everyone to please say the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Very good. So I'll go ahead and move that the reading of the minutes for August 31st, 2020 be waived, and that the minute of said meeting, as prepared by the secretary, be approved as written.
So moved, Chairman Jerry. This is Bill Baxter.
Oh, hello, Bill. Thank you for joining us. Do we have a second?
Second that motion. I
Thank
second
you.
that motion.
Thank you very much. Josh, you want to go ahead and call the roll?
Mr. Baxter?
Aye.
Mr. Perry?
Aye.
Ms. Young?
Aye.
Chairman Georgie?
Aye. Okay. Any other old business that we need to discuss on the board?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. We'll move on to new business. We have a new motion to consider this evening. Ms. Carroll, can you read the
I
motion
move that
for
the
us?
board receive and file the application of George Brownlee for disapproval of a 240 square foot variance to allow a 610 square foot single family residential structure to be located on the lot at 1302 North 12th Street. I further move that this board disapprove the 23-foot front yard setback variance to allow said structure to be located 2 feet from the front property line and a 2-foot rear yard setback variance to allow the said structure to be located 23 from the rear setback line as reorganized along Northview Street. I further move that this variance be disapproved and the following finding of fact be made to support this denial. Structure is not a traditional construction, but a storage shed. This would lead to substandard housing in the neighborhood. 2, the structure does not match the surrounding homes with higher pitched roofs and building material. In essence, it is not compatible as a single-family residential structure in the neighborhood. 3, the lot and the structure thereon should act as an accessory use to the adjacent single-family residential home. 4, the structure would not have been approved as a single-family residence had it been submitted as such to begin with. 5, the structure due to substandard housing, it would provide a non-compatibility to the surrounding homes, would continue to keep this neighborhood as a state of decline. I further move that the strict application of the provision of R3 zone would not deprive the applicant of reasonable use of the land or create unnecessary hardship on the applicant.
We have a second.
Chairman Jerry, this is Bill Baxter, and I second that motion.
Thank you, Bill.
Ms. Davis is joining the meeting now. Ms. Davis, can you test your audio?
Ms. Davis?
How about now?
Okay, I can hear you. Mr. Chairman, I can, for brevity, for Ms. Davis, I can go over the findings of fact, if you like, and reread that from Ms. Davis.
Yeah, please.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
Ms. Davis, the board is, the motion is for disapproval based on the following findings of fact: that the structure is not traditional construction, but a storage shed, and this would lead to substandard housing in the neighborhood. The structure does not match the surrounding homes with higher pitched roofs and building materials. In essence, it is not compatible as a single-family residential structure in this neighborhood. The lot and the structures thereon should act as accessory uses to the adjacent single-family residential home. The structure would not have been approved as single-family residence had it been submitted as such to begin with. This structure, due to the substandard housing it would provide and non-compatibility to the surrounding homes, would continue to keep this neighborhood in a state of decline. And Chairman Judge, the petitioners are also on the Zoom as well.
Josh,
Okay, very good.
Yes,
is it built on a slab or a foundation?
it's permanent foundation.
Is it just like a concrete slab?
No, it's a block foundation.
Oh, block. Okay.
Okay. We'll go ahead and take statements now from the petitioner.
Okay, can I say something right quick?
Please identify yourself. And
I'm Sharon Bramley.
okay.
I'm George's wife, and the reason that it's built on a foundation is because the city told him he had to put it on a foundation in order to make something out of it. And they said that he would have to have regular sized windows. So he went and bought regular sized windows to go in it. He's went and bought a central heating and air unit to go in it.
It has inside the building, there is a bedroom, there is a living room, there is a kitchen, there is a laundry room. It is set up on a solid foundation with support beams under it that the city told me that I had to do. And it's also have a front porch. Now, it might not be as tall and as big as these other houses around here, but I guarantee you that it is secured and it is a solid foundation. So, I mean, I cannot understand why come it can't be what I'm trying to do with it. I mean, there's a lot of homeless people around here, but I think they could take care of every homeless person there is around here, but the house is sufficient for a living room, a bedroom, a bathroom, and a laundry room.
And a kitchenette.
And a kitchenette. So I don't know what else a house needs in it.
Mr. Bramley, what was the purpose of the house built? I understand you own the property next door, or this is on your property. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
He owns the property next door and that property too.
Okay. And what was the purpose of the building when it was erected?
To make a residential home out of it, because there was a house there. It was tore down. I can't remember exactly when it was tore down, but the people that we brought it from, his mother lived in the house.
Okay. But what's the purpose of the residential for building it for residential purpose? If you already have a home, is this first as a second home serves for you? Do you plan on selling it? Do you plan on renting? What's the purpose of the building? Renting. We
were wanting to rent it as like an efficiency apartment. It'll have a living room, a bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchenette, and a small laundry room.
Okay.
It was Chairman Georgie and members of the board. It was staff's understanding that when the structure was erected, it was going to be a gathering spot for barbecue and things like that for people to meet.
Right.
Okay. And not residential to begin with.
Not to begin with, but the reason that he changed it from that is because they wouldn't approve that. Also, he is the deacon at the church, and our pastor said that it would not look proper for him to have a gathering place right across the street from a church.
Because it's not, the church across the street is not your church. Is that correct?
No.
It's not my church,
Right.
but we still go there every now and then.
Okay.
Church formulas.
Functions, we go, our church sometime are invited there. Our church is Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, where Pastor Donna Hawkins is our pastor.
Okay. Josh, the concerns that you brought on for this particular case, are they aesthetical, or is there an actual dysfunction of the building itself? Meaning it can't heat properly, can't cool properly. It could not be a place of living, of dwelling.
It's aesthetical in the sense that it's not compatible because of building materials, roof pitch.
What's the building material? What's the building material?
Most of the homes in the neighborhood have some sort of siding on them. Being an older home.
What? It's got siding on it. Yes, it does. It ain't got vinyl siding on it.
No, but
You would have to have vinyl siding?
it's not characteristic of the homes in that neighborhood that was built from the 20s to the 50s, somewhere in there. I mean, oh, go ahead.
The house has a waterproof wood panel siding on it, and it's also with 2x4 walls in it.
So are most of the houses in your neighborhood, are they rental houses, or does the owner live there?
I can't answer that. Some houses over here are
Most of them are rentals. Most of them are rented.
Most of them are rented?
Yes.
Some of them are rented. I don't know how much is rented.
Have you talked to the neighbors about what they think about this?
The neighbors don't have nothing to say about it.
Well, they do too. I mean, I wouldn't want to make my neighbors mad.
What I'm telling you.
What he's saying is, nobody has any complaints about it.
Have you talked to the neighbors?
We know the neighbors personally.
Yes, I've talked to all the neighbors just about.
And they're okay with it?
Yes.
Only people we got to satisfy is the city.
Well, I know, but I wouldn't want to make my neighbors mad. I got to live in that area.
Well, sweetheart, we're going to make the neighbors mad over here.
Chairman Jersey, this is Bill Baxter.
Yes, Bill?
From what I've heard and from what I've read in the package, this structure, this lot are totally incompatible and totally out of sync with the rest of the neighborhood. And so it's not a matter of what the other neighbors do or don't want in their neighborhood. This is not conducive to the enhancement of that neighborhood, and I don't see any way that this structure or the lot size itself would enhance that neighborhood. And I'm not sure what the issues are here. It's totally out of line with the current codes, and for us to step forward and just basically throw the standards out on several different categories would be inappropriate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the city told us that we had to put the building on a foundation, and it's on one.
Can you specify when you say the city? Can you? I mean, obviously we're a different board. We're not the city. When you say the city, did you have a construction company that built this, or did you build it yourself?
He went down to the courthouse.
I went down to City Hall.
City Hall. Somebody from the City Hall came.
How to do it. Told me what they need me to do, and I did what they told me to do. So
that was when it was thought to be a storage structure.
No, it never was to be a storage structure.
It was going to be a barbecue place is what it was going to be. But the city of Paducah says it's not in a business zone, so I cannot have it as a barbecue place. So I decided I turned it into a living quarters. And then now you're telling me I can't do it.
But it does not meet the size requirements. The lot size does not meet the requirements of an R3 zone. And so therefore, it is so far out of tune with the existing codes that it's just almost
okay, can I ask you a question, please? Okay, it was a 2-bedroom house right there where this building is. It was bigger than a 2-bedroom house, but the house was in such bad shape that the people that we bought it from tore the house down.
Okay.
So there was a house right there where that building is.
Chairman, this does not look like a house. This looks more like a storage building. I think if they would have built a house back there, it would may have been acceptable, but this looks like a storage building trying to make it look like a house.
That's the way the building was made. How does it look like a storage building when it's got a front porch on it?
Well, you just put a front porch on it, but it really looks like a storage building.
I did not know the front porch was made. It was made on there. No, ma'am.
It's a restaurant or something else, and then you couldn't get it that way, so you changed it to something else.
No, sweetheart. I'm sorry. The front porch was already there.
No, when you first put the
I was gonna add a little bit more front porch to it to make it nice.
When you first applied for the city, what did you apply for to build there?
When he first applied, he was going to make a gathering place out of it to sell barbecue, to sit and.
But that's still not that's still not a living place. That's not a home. That anybody can put a shed together in the backyard and make a game room and have people over. I mean, that's the difference, I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Can he make it a personal office?
Something David wrote for me.
We allow accessory structures for hobbies, recreation, and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
As long as it's used as an accessory use to the primary structure of the home, then I suppose it could be, but it would have to meet the building code for offices and things like that.
Okay, let me ask you this. What can he make out of it? Because he spent a lot of money on it so far, and the money that he spent on it is what the city told him he needed to do to it, like building the foundation.
That's beyond the determination of this board.
Excuse me, I didn't understand.
It's beyond the determination of this board to tell you how to use the property. You know, we're just discussing what you proposed and the fact that it does not meet the proper requirements as is. That's the motion that's on the table, and I'm, Mr. Chairman, I move that we move to vote.
Okay. Is there anyone else, Josh, on the phone or on the call, on the line here that needs to say more or speak up and add any more to this conversation for or against the structure or its functions?
The petitioners are the only other callers on the line, Chairman Georgie.
Okay. All right, then I guess we should clarify that before we put this into a vote, that a yay vote would uphold the current findings of the staff on this particular denial. So as we vote and we move forward, again, a yay would be a approval or an agreement for the recommended denial of the motion, of the particular motion brought on. So a nay would be in favor of the house as a living facility. So with that clarified, Josh, you can proceed with the vote.
Well, does George get any say so on it? Yes, you don't.
Did you want to address that real quick, Chairman Georgie?
Can you repeat the question?
I said, does George get any say so on whether or not it can be what anything?
I think the issue here that you guys are running into, unfortunately, is that this board is to approve a variance, right? It's basically there's something that doesn't go with what you have, whether that's a spacing issue, a building, or zoning, or whatever that may be, and you need some relief because of circumstances under your outside of your control. And I understand in this situation, that's all that this board can do is grant you an okay. That's okay. It's outside of the code because you build maybe a structure that was somewhat different. In this case, the structure was not originally built for living, to house a person, or I really don't know what the answer will be in terms of what happens to this structure. And Josh, can you tell this board what happens to the structure if in fact we are rejecting or denying it as a living a home?
Sure, it would have to remain as an accessory use to the home, either as a storage home or a structure for a personal hobby or something like that.
Okay, and it cannot be rented out to somebody.
Right. No,
it cannot be a rental. Okay. Yeah. Again, it's you guys do get to say and speak the reasons why you're here. I think we've heard it, and I personally don't feel comfortable with the vote because the staff recommendation is pretty strong here against it, and therefore we'll have to vote here in the way that we see appropriate. But it's not a personal thing. It's just more of what this board is, within the bounds of what it's meant to do and what it does. This structure was not something that, say, the board recommended you build or give you any specifics on what it's for, or what it can and cannot be used for. All we can do is just look at the case and dictate what we can and cannot agree upon as citizens of the city. So, with that said, does that answer your question, ma'am?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're telling them they can't rent it at all. Is that right?
Right.
That
so
is
they
correct.
Can't even rent it as a storage building because it's not in, I would think because the church is there, they probably could rent it as a storage building.
It would have to be for personal use. If a storage unit is rented to somebody who's not the owner of the property. Those are allowed in the M1 light industrial zone
Okay.
as
Yeah.
storage units. So it would have to be for personal use.
Okay. Thank you.
So he can make something out of it, but it has to be for personal use.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alberta. Okay. Let's go ahead and vote.
Ms. Young,
No.
Mr. Baxter,
Aye for disapproval of the, as written.
Ms. Davis,
Yay.
Mr. Perry,
Aye for disapproval as written.
Chairman Jergy.
Aye.
So for clarification, Ms. Young, your vote is
Aye for disapproval because it does not meet the requirements.
okay. Got it.
Because of what?
It don't meet the requirements.
For a residential place, it does not meet the requirements.
Y'all disapprove because it don't meet the requirements, and you're saying that the structure is, because it's in this neighborhood, it don't meet the requirements.
Of that neighborhood.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other matters to bring before the board, Josh?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Then thank you very much. The board is adjourned.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.